Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with Lim Reviews. First and foremost, I just want to wish you a very happy weekend. It's Saturday today and I hope you are enjoying your day. Now, as you can see from the title above, today's video is all going to be about the Black Shark 4 Pro that just landed here in Malaysia. So yep, I do have part of the box over here. This is the box of the Black Shark 4 Pro. Now, some of you guys might already be aware that this device has been launched in China or it's been in overseas for approximately 7 to 8 months now. And I've seen in the forums or maybe on Facebook, a couple of people were complaining that Black Shark is just too late to Malaysia by bringing in this device right now today. So in all honesty, I've been using this device for the past few days and hear me out guys, I think this is actually a very good device, very powerful, especially very relevant today in 2022. So let's talk about the Black Shark 4 Pro. Now, before we begin, of course, if you are feeling happy and you're enjoying your weekend, don't forget to drop a like and sub to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Thank you so much. Let's begin. Alright, so first up, like I said, this is actually a gamer's device, but before I talk about the gaming aspects of the Black Shark 4 Pro, let's first talk about the pricing. Now, we do have two specifications here in Malaysia. We have a base spec and a higher spec. The base spec comes with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of internal memory, and the high spec version has 12GB of RAM and 256GB of internal memory. Honestly speaking, with me using the past few days, the base variant, I think 8GB of RAM is actually more than enough. So yep, that's just in terms of the pricing. Let's move on and talk a bit about the design. Now, in terms of the design, I'm lucky to have two different colors for the Black Shark 4 Pro here today. We're going to focus on this sort of grayish material for now. Now, bear in mind that this device here actually looks very good. You have quite a fair bit of design going on at the back, which I think is a little bit too much. But what I like about this back panel here is that it's very smooth to the touch and it does not have any fingerprints on it. It's a matte surface, feels good to the touch, awesome. Now, moving on to the other color. Now, it's a mixed bag over here. Me personally, I like this fully blacked out design, but Black Shark being Black Shark, and just like Xiaomi devices, you know, it is a reflective back panel. That means it collects a ton of fingerprints at the back here. So it really depends on your personal preference. Will you go for this sort of silverish look or will you go for this mirrorish look but fully blacked out? Apart from that, Black Shark also did include a case in the box which looks like this, and to be honest, it looks quite good, but it does not actually serve any purpose in protecting the device. I sort of dropped mine the other day and thankfully everything is still in one piece. But yeah, that's it in terms of the colors. Now let's talk a little bit about the gaming elements that I mentioned earlier on. So being a gaming device, of course, we do have a very nice RGB LEDs sitting right in the middle here that reminds me of the Iron Man. It looks quite cool and you can actually customize the color, the breathing effects, the speeds and all that. So that's very nice. Like you see mine over here, it just keeps flashing throughout the entire day and I love that. Alright, so in terms of the sides here, we do have this trigger, magnetic trigger buttons that you can activate with a single push. Very easy to use, and if you're a gamer, you're going to want to program those triggers to, you know, map it to certain angles on your smartphone so you can have those very quick shortcuts. Now on the left panel here, all you do get is that volume rocker, which is a little bit low for my liking. And at the bottom here, you do have your Type-C port, your headphone jack, guys. The headphone jack is here. And of course, we have these stereo speakers that, according to Black Shark, is ranked #1 on the DxO Mark audio test. So yes, I did do a very quick test, testing out the audio from the Black Shark 4 Pro, and it does sound pretty good. What I can explain to you in terms of the audio quality is that it gives sort of a surround kind of feel. The sound sounds more richer, and I actually compare it to my Xiaomi 12 that I have right here. Now this Xiaomi 12, the sound is very loud, but it's just in one tone kind of sound. But whereas for the one on the Black Shark 4 Pro, the audio sounds like multi-dimensional. So it does sound a little bit better on the Black Shark 4 Pro. Alright, now done with the design, the speakers and all that, let's focus and talk a little bit about the display at the front. Now, at the front of the Black Shark 4 Pro here, you do have a pretty interesting display. Let me just go through the specs with you. It's a 6.67 inch 1080p Super AMOLED display, Samsung E4 display by the way. It also refreshes at 120Hz. It has support for 720Hz sampling rate, and of course it has HDR10+, goes all the way up to 1300 nits. So basically, everything sounds very good, right? And yes, it does do pretty well. What I mean by that is, first up, let's talk about how smooth it is. It is buttery smooth. 144Hz is really next level, but the main thing that you need to know here is that this 144Hz is only activated on games that supports it. So what this means is that you're not getting 144 on your daily apps and all that. You're only getting your 120Hz, and of course you can drop it down to 90 or 60 if you want to save more battery, but 144 is only on those games that supports it. So just bear that in mind. Now, having said that, the display is super fast and super responsive. Even on my Xiaomi 12 or Xiaomi 12 Pro, where it's running the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, I felt that this Black Shark 4 Pro actually responded faster compared to that. So that's just something quite interesting that I found out. Now, let's move on and talk a little bit about the performance. So this Black Shark 4 Pro here is running the Snapdragon 888, and just a fun one here, I did a very quick Geekbench 5 test comparing the Black Shark 4 Pro compared to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 on the Xiaomi 12, and this is the results that I got. Surprise, surprise, single core score is super neck and neck, but for the multi-core score here, the Black Shark 4 Pro, the Snapdragon 888 actually kind of outperformed the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. So that's just a fun one. I mean, I'm not really referencing it for any purposes, but I'm just letting you guys know because some of you guys like those benchmarks. Now let's talk about real-world gaming experience. So I did play the Mobile Legends game a couple of times now, and you guys know I love Mobile Legends. The good news here is that this Black Shark 4 Pro supports the Mobile Legends running at 120Hz. So it's super smooth, especially when I navigate around the maps. I can see everything very nicely. In fact, there is a Game Shark mode, a Shark game mode or something like that, that actually boosts the color of the display. So when I was gaming, I noticed that the colors were a little bit more saturated, more contrasty. It looks amazing, guys. The gaming experience, Mobile Legends on the Black Shark 4 Pro is just one of the best that I have experienced to date. Now, in terms of temperatures, I did notice that the game, while playing the game, it went all up to about 42 degrees Celsius, but you guys know that I do happen to have a couple of Black Shark accessories, and once I put the cooler on, I was able to drop that down to about 26 to 27 degrees, so I think that's pretty good. Last but not least, I should also highlight that Black Shark has this sort of liquid cooling technology in the phone itself that helps to keep the phone cool. So although it's running on a Snapdragon 888, it will not heat up that bad. Alright, so now done with the performance, day-to-day performance, you don't have to worry if you're just using your phone for Facebook, Google Chrome, Gmail, YouTube, and all that. Everything will also be super buttery smooth. You don't have to worry about anything there at all. App launches really, really fast. No worries whatsoever. Alright, so that's done with the performance side on things. Let's talk a little bit about the cameras because they're there at the back here. We do have a triple camera setup. You have a main sensor, you have an ultra wide, and you also have a macro tele kind of lens. Now, the bad news here is that the photos didn't turn out that great. It was okay at best. The ultra wide is also not that good, but I'm going to show you a couple of samples here. I wouldn't say it's the worst kind of photos that I've ever seen, but I did expect a little bit more from the Black Shark 4 Pro because it came with an improved sensor compared to the Black Shark 4. But yeah, these are the kind of photos that you can expect to take on the Black Shark 4 Pro. Alright, so now done with talking about the cameras, just a very quick one. Let's talk quickly about the battery that we have in the back. So although the device here itself is not that slim, in fact it's quite thick. So I'm just wondering the reason why we only have a 4500 mAh battery in the back. I would expect we have 5000 mAh or something like that, but it's only 4.5k mAh. Now the good news here is that you do have the 120 watt charger in the box, guys, and this charger is able to charge the Black Shark 4 Pro from 0 to 50% in just 5 minutes. It goes from 0 to 100% in 15 minutes, guys. It's crazy numbers, so you practically will not run out of juice as long as you have your super fast charger by your side. Alright, so in terms of actual battery life, I noticed that the Black Shark 4 Pro dropped about 7 to 8% of battery for every 20 minutes of gameplay that I did on the Black Shark 4 Pro. Just some reference for you in case you are a hardcore gamer. Alright guys, I think that's pretty much what I have to cover about the Black Shark 4 Pro. Overall, what do I think of the Black Shark 4 Pro? Is this still something that you should consider buying in 2022 today? The answer is yes. If you are a gamer and you're looking for a very good gaming experience, the Black Shark 4 Pro here will definitely check all the boxes that you need. And yeah, it's just a very good device here. I don't really see all the hate going on with the forums and all that, just complaining that this device is late and all that. It's still a very good device and something that you should actually consider if you are looking to buy your next gaming smartphone. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you have any further questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching till the end. Of course, if you did like this video, don't forget to support by dropping a like. Sub to the channel to see more content like this. And of course, I hope you have a great weekend ahead. Stay safe, everybody. Bye!